Not very many people have lived in 6 different states, nor have many people been able to call 9 different houses home. My name is Eliana Thomas, and no, I am not a military kid, although I have moved around with my dad's job quite often. Living in many different cities exposed me to a whole variety of different cultures. The 3 main cities that I feel like have affected my life the most would be Charleston, South Carolina, Orlando, Florida, and Knoxville, Tennessee. Moved to Charleston when I was 4, and I lived there for about 3 years. And in those 3 years, I definitely became a water baby. Living on the coast and being around the beach, it's kind of expected that you become this water kid. The second time that I lived there, when I was 8, and then after when we went to visit my grandparents there, I definitely was hit by the historical significance of Charleston. When you're sitting in history class and you're learning about the Civil War, being able to tie that back to places that you've actually been and seen is definitely a unique experience that not many people can say that they have had. After living in Charleston, we moved to Raleigh and then moved to Orlando when I was about 12. It's a completely different place than any other place that I've ever lived. Orlando has this larger-than-life type of feel to it. Even after living in D.C., Orlando just feels so much more like a city. We went to Disney when we didn't live there quite often as a kid, almost once or twice a year. And then moving to Orlando when I was a teenager, being able to stay young at heart by going to Disney and experiencing that Disney magic still, I definitely do appreciate that. And then being able to make memories with my little sister and our cousins and being able to see that kind of generation grow up the way I did is very, very unique, and I'm blessed for that. I can't talk about Orlando and not mention the Latino influences. Latino music I've come to love, as well as the Latino language. I was influenced to take Spanish in high school because I was hearing it so much living in Orlando. About 3 years ago, we decided to split our time between Knoxville, Tennessee, and Orlando, Florida. By living in 2 different places, almost a couple weeks in Knoxville, a couple weeks in Orlando, you see how polar opposite the 2 are. Knoxville has a more southern college town type of feel, where Orlando is again that bustling city. Being able to live in 2 different places, I've definitely pulled what I've liked from each place and kind of what I want to live when I start a family. I definitely still like that southern type of charm, but I do want a city not nearly as big as Orlando. After living in so many different places down the East Coast, I have become a melting pot of different kind of cultures. I'm a southern city girl who loves American history and has a thing for plantation-style homes. I'm a water child who still loves Disney magic and who still loves to make memories with her family. I love Latino food and music. And lastly, the moving has definitely been a hard experience. I've experienced so many different cultures that not many people have been able to, and I want my kids to be able to grow up in that as well. Thank you.